Vietnam Weekly News Highlights. Major expressways to be built this year. Vietnam ready to reopen, Prime Minister. Investment in industrial parks continues to thrive. First billion-dollar logistics fund established in Vietnam. Vietnam Airlines launches first London-Hanoi flight after COVID-19 hiatus. Vietnam scraps rapid COVID test requirements for international passengers. Work on several major expressways will get underway this year, many in the south. The National Assembly last month approved the construction of 12 north-south expressway sections totaling 729 kilometers. The 2,000-kilometer road will run from the far northern province of Lang Son with the southernmost province of Samar. The 12 sections have a total price tag of 147 trillion dongs, $6.49 billion, and are funded by the government. Construction of the 93-kilometer Dong Dang Tra Linh Expressway between Lang Son and Chao Bang provinces is set to begin later this year. In the Mekong Delta region, the Rach Mea Bridge 2 is set to be built in March. The 5.2 trillion dongs project will connect the provinces of Tiên Giang and Ben Tre. Widening of the key Hochiminh city, Long Thanh, Dao Gia Expressway will also begin this year. Bridges over the Tak and Long Thanh rivers will be widened to have 10 and 9 lands from the current 4. Construction of the 53.7-kilometer Bien Hoa, Vung Tau Expressway will be done under the public-private partnership model at a cost of 19.6 trillion dongs. It is meant to improve connectivity to the Long Thanh International Airport, which is being built. The 200-kilometer Dao Gia Linh Quang Expressway between Lam Dong and Dong Nai provinces will improve connectivity to the Central Highlands. Given its high vaccination rate and experience in fighting COVID-19, Vietnam is now confident to reopen social and economic activities, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh said. "We now have the basis to be confident," Prime Minister Chin told a government meeting with authorities in 63 cities and provinces Thursday. So far, 76.7% of the nation's 96 million population have received 2 vaccine doses. However, he also warned about existing risks, especially with Vietnam having detected Omicron infections in the community. The Prime Minister has just issued Decision 124/QDTT approving the investment policy of the project of construction investment and infrastructure business in Phuoc Yen Industrial Park, Vinh Phuoc Province, with a scale of 111.33 hectares. In the first month of 2022, industrial parks in Hai Phong City attracted 5 new investment projects with a total investment capital of about $229 million, including 3 foreign direct investment projects, $140 million, and 2 domestic investment projects, 2,048 billion dongs. Singapore-based real estate investment management company GLP has established the GLP Vietnam Development Partners I with an investment of $1.1 billion, the biggest ever logistics fund in Vietnam. The fund will focus on developing 6 modern and environmentally friendly logistics facilities with a total land area of nearly 900,000 square meters in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. According to GLP, a leading global investment manager and business builder in logistics, data infrastructure, renewable energy, and related technologies, GLP VDPI is one of the largest logistics development funds in Southeast Asia. Vietnam Airlines on Tuesday conducted the first regular flight from London to Hanoi after a gap of almost 2 years caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. From February 8, the national flag carrier will operate 1 flight a week every Tuesday on the Hanoi-London route, using wide-body Boeing 787 and Airbus A350 aircraft. The UK is the 9th international market to which Vietnam Airlines has resumed its regular flights, following the US, Japan, the Republic of Korea, ROC, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, Taiwan, China, and Australia. International passengers entering Vietnam will not need to receive rapid tests for COVID-19 upon boarding or embarking planes, the government office announced. passengers on international flights only need to present their COVID-19 PCR test results, according to document regarding international flights to Vietnam issued by the Government Office on Friday. Fully vaccinated people will be isolated at their residence or hotels for 3 days, and others for 7 days. Deputy Prime Minister Pham Binh Minh also agreed to increase the commercial flight frequency to Japan, South Korea and Taiwan, as well as Europe and Australia in the trial program for flight resumption. Vietnamese aviation officially reopened regular flights between Hanoi, Hochiminh City and Bangkok, Phnom Penh, San Francisco, Seoul, Singapore, Taipei, and Tokyo on January 1st this year. Hanoi Weekly News Highlights. Hanoi starts 2 to 3 projects to rebuild old apartment buildings in early 2023. Hanoi to resume bus services in February. Immediately establish a working group for the Ring Road for Hanoi Capital Region. Noi Bai Airport completes runway upgrade. Hanoi residential property supply hits 5-year low. The Hanoi People's Committee recently held a conference to thoroughly understand the implementation plans of the project to renovate and rebuild old apartments in the city, according to Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee Duong Duc Tuan. Over the past time, the renovation and rebuilding of old apartments in the city still face many difficulties and problems. The implementation results have not met the requirements and progress suggested. Recently, with the attention and direction of the government, the Prime Minister, and the Ministry of Construction, the legal basis has been strengthened and supplemented with important legal documents, which is Decree No. 69/2021/NDCP, July 15, 2021, of the Government on Renovation and Rebuilding of Apartment Buildings, in which Hanoi strives to be able to start 2 to 3 or more projects to renovate and rebuild old apartment buildings by early 2023. The Hanoi administration has permitted bus services to resume operations at full capacity from February 8, following an over 3-month hiatus caused by the pandemic. Dao Viet Long, Deputy Director of the Hanoi Department of Transport, said Hanoi Public Transport Management Center was assigned to develop a plan for buses to return at 100% capacity from February 8, the same time students will go back to school after the Lunar New Year holiday. Earlier, the Hanoi Transport Corporation, Transurco, proposed the city government allow buses to operate at full capacity to serve people traveling by bus more conveniently. The government office has just issued Notice 23/TBVPCP dated January 25, 2022 on the conclusion of Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh at the meeting on the investment project to build Ring Road for Hanoi Capital Region. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh agreed with the assessment of the ministries and agencies on the urgency to invest in the construction investment project of Ring Road for Hanoi Capital Region. The second phase of a project to renovate Hanoi's Noi Bai International Airport has been completed, with 2 runways upgraded and put into use. Noi Bai's 1A runway served the first flight on Thursday, after renovation. Work on the runway was started last October, and was part of a large-scale project launched last July to renovate the capital airport. Costing a total 2.03 trillion dongs, $87.4 million, of the state budget, the project comprises upgrades of runways 1A and 1B. It also includes construction of 3 new taxiways, upgrades to existing ones, new indicator lighting along with a drainage system, and other flight management facilities. According to airport officials, upgrades would better serve flight safety. Hanoi's new residential real estate supply in the last quarter dropped to a 5-year low of 4,500 units, aggravating housing shortage in Vietnam's second biggest city. The figure marked a 19% year-on-year drop. 80% of the new units supply fame from existing projects, according to a report by real estate consultancy Savills Vietnam. No new villas and shophouses came from new projects, the report says. Savills forecasts that new supply in the capital will continue to fall, hitting below 25,000 units this year and below 20,000 next year. Demand, however, is rising. The number of apartment transactions in the last quarter rose 72% year-on-year. Hanoi's population is set to reach 9 million by 2025, with 61% being urban citizens, compared to 49% in 2019, the report notes. This means the annual number of new households is set to hit 72,000, several times the number of new apartments. Hochiminh Weekly News Highlights. Prime Minister dissatisfied with Long Thanh Airport progress. Hochiminh City hotel room rates up 21%. Hochiminh City apartment sales lowest in 6 years. SK Group invests in Vietnam solar energy. $44,000 apartments poise for further gain in 2022. After inspecting the construction site Sunday, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh expressed dissatisfaction and criticized a number of units for progress on Vietnam's largest airport Long Thanh. Chinh stated that according to the latest resolution of the National Assembly, the airport must be up for operation by 2025, but land clearance issues remain unresolved. The project has been allocated capital for site clearance in 2021 and 2022, meaning Dong Nai Province People's Committee must take responsibility for handing over the entire site on time. Up to now, the locality has handed over only 1,284 hectares, with 525 hectares outstanding. The national key project deserves better coordination and management, he said, urging units to prevent corruption in bidding and other tasks in the project. The Long Thanh Airport project has a capital of about $5 billion, with many component initiatives. The average hotel room rent in Ho Chi Minh City was nearly 1.4 million dongs, $60.80, a day in the last quarter, a quarter-on-quarter increase of 21% as tourism made a restart. The Ho Chi Minh City Hotel Market Report by Savills Vietnam said the stable COVID-19 situation and accelerated vaccination in the city in the fourth quarter of 2021 gradually revived local tourism. The average room rate was still 5% down from 12 months earlier, because 5-star hotels had to reduce prices to stimulate demand and 3-star hotels cut food prices. At hotels offering quarantine, the average room rate rose 18% quarter-on-quarter to 1.6 million dongs as international flights resumed to carry Vietnamese citizens and foreign experts. All other categories of travelers had to wait until January 1 when regular flights resumed to several destinations. Savills cited Visa's travel in 2021 report as saying that visitors of Generations Y, born in 1981 to 1996, and Z, 1997 to 2012, would lead the hotel market recovery. Savills said the effective vaccination campaign has helped the country ease restrictions on movement and resume international commercial flights. While Ho Chi Minh City apartment prices rose 10 to 15% year-on-year, 2021 sales dropped to the lowest level since 2015, according to a report by real estate services provider DKRA Vietnam on the housing market in 2021. A total of 10,749 apartments were sold in the city, compared with 15,200 units in 2020, and nearly 23,000 units in 2019, and 25,000 to 36,000 units a year in the 2015 to 2018 period. The sales last year accounted for 79% of the supply. The situation of higher prices and lower liquidity resulted from the thin supply, the report said. Investors have gradually shifted to high-end and luxury housing segments, ignoring the affordable segment, it added. The higher apartment prices on the primary market were also based on escalated input costs. Last year, 22 real estate projects, 9 new and new phases of 13 operational ones, launched 13,583 apartments, down 23% against 2020. Both supply and demand decreased sharply against previous years to the lowest since 2015, the report said. SK Ecoplant, an affiliate of SK Group, the third largest conglomerate in South Korea, has formed a $200 million joint venture for rooftop solar energy development in Vietnam. The joint venture between SK Ecoplant and Noi Bai Solar, a subsidiary of Noi Energy in Ho Chi Minh City, will develop a 250 MWp rooftop solar power project to serve businesses, including South Korean firms that want green energy and lower energy costs. The joint venture's advantages lie in SK Ecoplant's financial and technical strength and Noi Bai Solar's strong foothold in Vietnam, said Noi Energy Chairman Lu Hong Ha. Both Vietnamese and South Korean governments highlight action plans on responding to climate change, recovery, and green growth, with Vietnam pledging to become carbon neutral by 2050. According to foreign experts, Vietnam has some of the most sunlight hours in Asia, particularly in the south where most of the country's manufacturers are. Multiple real estate developers aim to build apartments worth 1 billion dongs, over $44,150 per unit this year, raising hopes of cooling the thirst for affordable housing. Real estate developer Long Thanh Corp., construction material manufacturer Dong Tam Group, and wood company Truong Ton Furniture Corp. announced they would kickstart their affordable housing initiative in Q1 this year to target the rising demand for affordable housing. The joint effort includes construction, project developing, providing materials, and household furniture for the low-cost housing market to serve low-income earners. Long Thanh Corp. will be in charge of project development, while the other two provide materials at a reasonable cost. They announced prices would be around 25 million dongs per square meter in Ho Chi Minh City, and below 20 million dongs in neighboring provinces Long An, Dong Nai and Binh Duong. The price for each apartment will be around 1 billion dongs. Not only has a coalition of businesses embarked on implementing affordable housing projects, but Hochiminh City People's Committee also plans to increase the supply of low-cost houses this year in parallel with the goal of economic recovery after the pandemic. In this year's economic recovery plan of the Southern Hub, there are 11 key points, including an initiative to build houses for low-income workers.